من ربك ربي الله ما دينك ديني الإسلام.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Deen Matters Family Edition. In an earlier episode, we mentioned how the lack of contentment can be a hidden danger for families. Now, Dr. Slimi, what's the level beneath that?
Assalamu alaikum, bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Yes, we mentioned few hidden dangers that people don't pay attention to. And when we speak about the lack of contentment, it leads to frustration from either the husband or the wife, or from, if it's parents-children relationship, from the parents, or vice versa. But there is something underlying this, which is greed. Imagine one of the spouses, could be the husband, could be the wife. We cannot say always husbands or always wives. Greed is very dangerous. And it's dangerous because when you go beyond your need, that is greed. When you go beyond what you know your spouse is providing. Let's say the case of a wife and a husband. Husband gets frustrated because he provides all necessary things for life, decent living. He does his best. There's always this stress, financial stress. As you know, in many studies, is one of the highest in North America for many people. That causes depression, even causes, well, may Allah protect us, suicide. People losing money, people not making, their ends meet. But as believers, we should avoid greed, because greed is wanting, always wanting, never satisfied, never happy with what you have. And that's why we said contentment. But the point here is the greed that we see these days, it's not because you just want things. You are in constant comparison with others. So people, they're not happy in their marriage, they compare their family to another family. He would say, look at her, look how she dresses up, look how she portrays, look how she cooks. That makes the wife feel bad. Or look at him, he takes care of his wife, he's a hardworking guy, he is this. And comparison, as they say, is the thief of joy.
So, if comparison is the thief of joy, is there anything explicit from Prophet Muhammad ﷺ about greed, about this?
He taught us that in matters of dunya, of worldly gains, we should be appreciative of what we have and look at those who are less than us. And in matters of deen, we should always compete in doing good and see those who have done more than us. This philosophy of life makes you grateful, appreciative, and patience. And these are the qualities of someone who is happy, because even the word contentment, we say content in French, means happy. That contentment is actually the key to happiness. And why are people not content? Because of the greed, because of comparison, because they keep comparing themselves, they keep wanting more and more, and that's why they never fulfill their joy.
In your experience, Dr. Slimi, are people self-aware of their greed? Like, if someone who's actually greedy, let's say someone who's watching this says, yeah, I know I'm greedy, is it something that's aware or not?
Greed is unfortunately, I would call it, it's a mental disease. It's like moving sand or undercurrent in the sea. You don't feel them. It keeps getting you until you're trapped, and then you can't come out. When do people wake up from their greed? When they're bankrupt, or when they lose everything, or when they lose actually their loved ones, when they lose, their business, their hard work. And it's unfortunately in the context of family and happy families and marriage, the husband has to remind his wife, and the wife has to remind her husband to control the bridle of the horse. A wild horse is like greed. Greed is like a wild horse. So you need to have a strong bridle. Spending habits, squandering. All of this should be controlled, because if it's not controlled, it leads to destruction. Sometimes, some people, they gamble, for instance, and they would come say, or a wife would come say, I have a problem. My husband gambles. He's really ruining the family. Many people like that. Usually it's the wife that complains if the husband goes and gambling. Could be in casino and other places. And gambling is, not only it's haram, Allah Azza wa Jal vehemently spoke against it, Allah said it's from shaitan. إنما الخمر والميسر والأنصاب والأزلام من عمل الشيطان. So why would you allow the work of shaitan? So one of the spouses, one family member could say, be careful the way you spend. Be careful you make your children spend. Teach them to save. Teach them to spend wisely. All of these things could actually destroy family. And when we speak about family, we're not speaking only about marriage. We're speaking also parenting, how you teach your children. And all of us are in need of listening and hearing what we're discussing today. As a reminder, our religion calls to moderation. Our religion says, be happy, spend on your family, but don't squander. Because squandering is the work of shaitan. إِنَّ الْمُبَذِّرِينَ كَانُوا إِخْوَانَ الشَّيَاطِينَ. Those who squander are the brethren of demons. Allah is saying, they are like demons. وَكَانَ الشَّيْطَانُ لِرَبِّهِ كَفُورًا. And the devil, shaitan, was rejectful and he disbelieved in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Thank you, Dr. Slimi, for highlighting this really underlying problem. It's invisible for many, and thank you for shedding light on this. Thank you for spending time with us here at Deen Matters Family Edition. Leave your comments and questions down below. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, until next time, Assalamu alaikum.